Why Kappa is less of a concern than Delta. Of the 109 samples that were analyzed, 107 turned out to be widespread Delta variant, while the remaining two were Kappa variant. The Uttar Pradesh government on Friday released the findings of the first batch of genome sequencing of the SARS-CoV-2 virus carried out at the King George Medical University in Lucknow. Of the 109 samples that were analyzed, 107 turned out to be widespread Delta variant, while the remaining two were Kappa variant. While the Delta variant has been widely discussed because it is now dominant strain in circulation in the Indian population, the Kappa variant was not been talked about much, but that is only because it used to be known by a different name earlier. The World Health Organization gave it the name Kappa only a few weeks ago. By now its presence in the Indian population has decreased. Delta and Kappa. The Delta and Kappa variants are actually siblings, the direct descendants of a variant that earlier used to be referred to as double mutant or B.1.617. Previously, the major variants of coronavirus were referred to by the name of the country where they were first known to have emerged. Thus, they used to be called by names such as UK variant, South Africa variant, and Brazil variant, while the double mutant B.1.617 used to be called the India variant. To end such linkage with specific countries, which was leading to name calling and blame game, the WHO named these significant variants after letters of the Greek alphabet at the end of May. But by that time, the B.1.617 variant, commonly referred to as the double mutant, had already mutated further into three significant variants. Scientifically, they are referred to as B.1.617.1, B.1.617.2 and B.1.617.3. The B.1.617.1 was named Kappa, while the B.1.617.2 became Delta. No specific name was given to the B.1.617.3 because it was not widespread. The variant that emerged in the UK was called Alpha. The variant first reported in South Africa became Beta, while the so-called Brazil variant was named Gamma. These names were given only for easy reference in public discussions. They continue to have formal scientific names. The Kappa variant found in a few samples in UP is therefore not a new emergence. It has been present in the Indian population for several months now. No cause of concern. Uttar Pradesh officials also emphasized that the Kappa variant was not a new threat and that it had earlier been found even in the samples collected from the state. These are not a new variant, so not of concern for us. We have had case of Kappa variant since April and there is nothing to worry about, as said the state's Additional Chief Secretary Health Amit Mohan Prasad. In fact, the Kappa variant has earlier been assessed to be less dangerous than the Delta variant. That is also one of the reasons Delta variant becoming the most dominant one of the Indian population right now. Their parent lineage B.1.617 or the double mutant was first detected from samples in Vidarbha and was considered to be the main reason for the second wave of infections in India. This variant was found to be faster transmitting than the previous mutants circulating in the population. It later turned out of the three sub-lineages that had emerged from B.1.617, the Delta variant was the most transmissible and therefore the most widespread. Even at the WHO, Kappa is classified only as a variant of interest, while Delta is a variant of concern, signifying that it is far bigger threat. Although initially concentrated in Maharashtra, the Delta variant spread to most other states in due course. The Kappa variant was not being discovered, but its prevalence is far less than that of Delta variant. Thank you.